Okay, hi guys, welcome to week 8. This is going to be a slightly more semi-relaxed week. We're going to be learning a lot of new stuff, but the videos won't be as long because I want you guys to be a little refreshed and be prepared for the next test. So a lot of the stuff that we're talking about today will be on the test, so I want you guys to have plenty of time to practice that so there's not no stress, but as little stress as there possibly can be for next week, okay? You all did incredibly well in your last test, and I'm looking forward to keeping that momentum going through these next couple of weeks. So, let's turn in our books to page 120. We're going to talk about major scales, there's group 1, and triads of the key. So let's go down to 5-1 on page 120 and turn you guys there. You'll see right hand and left hand have some little chords that we're going to talk about. So, if you read right next to the triads of the key, triads might be built on any note of the scale, the sharps or flats, and the key signature must be used when playing these triads. So that's why for right now we're starting with C because there's nothing there. Triads of the key are identified by Roman numerals. These triads built on each scale degree are called diatonic. So I'm assuming that you guys are first year students, so this might be a little bit unfamiliar, so I'm going to walk you through it a little bit. I'm going to start with my left hand because my right hand is a little bit tired right now. Essentially, each note of the scale can have a number assigned to it, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's where the Roman numerals come in play. Those are Roman numerals, for 1 through 7. If the Roman numeral is uppercase, that means that it's a major chord. If it's lowercase, it's a minor chord. And in some cases, if it has like that on the 7 on 5-1, you see that little degree symbol. Or not 5-1, 7 diminished. That little degree symbol right there, that means that chord is diminished, and we'll talk about that. But let's try the left hand first. So if you look above, we start with our 1 chord, which is a major chord. It's our home chord. It's our favorite chord. Then we have a minor supertonic, or 2, which is kind of like a predominant chord. Minor 3, which we don't really use that much, but it's because it's a little odd sounding, I guess, in the key. Major 4, we use this one a lot, especially in cadences, and we're going to use that in harmonization today. Major 5, this is our dominant, so we're going to go from here, and we're always going to want to go back to our home key to resolve. Sometimes not, sometimes we'll go to minor 6, which is used sometimes kind of to add extra spice, I guess. It's also predominant. And then we have 7 diminished. So in this case, it would be like if we started B minor and then raise that down, or lower that down a half step, which we've talked about diminished chords before, so this shouldn't be anything super new. And major 1. Alright, let's try the same thing but with our right hand, okay? And I'm just going to blast straight through them. Major 1, minor 2, minor 3, major 4, major 5, minor 6, diminished 7, and major 1. Yay! Okay, alright. So now, let's skip over. There's a lot of random things before we actually get to the scales, but what I do want to read through is on page 122. It says, practicing major scales, group 1 keys. So C, G, D, A, and E. So, the nice thing about these 5 scales, they all have the same fingerings. So if you get the fingerings down, then you're going to really be able to play any scale in this group, honestly. So if you can look at number 1, like right after it says the following principles, etc., etc., it says all 5 scales use the same fingering. So for right hand, if we're going to start with C major, and let's do that, we're going to start with our thumb on C. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, tuck the thumb under to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Shift you over a little bit so you can see my hands better. And then if we keep going, 1, 2, 3, thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we would come back down doing the same thing. Right now I just see if we want to, for this week, go all the way up, and then you guys can work on coming on the way back down. Left hand, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. Good. I start with C major just because it's white notes, we don't have to worry about a black note, and you can really focus on fingering. So what I will suggest, if you turn the page, we're going to do in the next video, we're going to talk about the rest of these scales. But if you start with this scale and just really getting the fingering down with that is going to make life so much easier on you. Okay? All right, so in the next video, since we've done this introduction, we're going to go through all of the scales and all of the arpeggios. It might take a couple of videos, actually, just because it takes quite a bit of time. And I will suggest, like, practice them hard now so that you lay a really good foundation, but practice them right. Don't do a bunch of times wrong and then a few times right, because that's mixed results. Anywho, all right, next video, we will go on and work on the scales and arpeggios.